Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another 902 gaming video where I go over the MTG Arena deck lists, give my thoughts and opinions, play them a little bit. Today we have another Simic deck. It is kind of a ramp deck. It's very similar to the deck that I played in my previous video. This one's not playing as much counterspells. It's got 4 Test of Talents in the sideboard. It has the Decisive Denial Mana Leak, sort of, in the sideboard. It's playing a little bit of card draw. It's not playing as much ramp as the other deck. It is playing Alrund's Epiphany and Coma, though. So I want to see how this plays out. And it's playing, apparently, the fan favorite Scute Swarm. It seems to be in every deck that plays green that does really, really well. I don't know how, but apparently people just love playing this card. Anyway, we're going to give this one a try. Just looking at it, I mean, it has some of my favorite cards in it. Spectral Adversary being one of them. Maybe people view Scute Swarm the same way that I view this card. Every time now that I make a blue deck, I always include this card. We also have a Sereth here, which I suppose makes all your untapped creatures have hexproof. I'm not really sure what other purpose it serves here. I guess it gives your creatures that attack death touch, so I guess it makes your little dudes here, like your Jaspera Sentinel and your little Scobra, not really threats. I guess with Scute Swarm as well. Basically, I think this card, maybe with this card, might be better. Because it constantly gives them hexproof, so very difficult to deal with. Them. Then we have the Vastwood Surge, and we have a Seagate here. This deck's also playing 25 lands. I have a feeling that the Seagate's here to actually be cast and not actually to be used as an extra land, although I guess it's kind of both. But I think it leans more towards drawing cards than it does as a land. And we have I guess the Vastwood Surge is kind of your end game, whereas in the other deck, it was the Inscription, which you basically paid 8 mana for. I think the Inscription is will be better than this card in this deck. Even though this definitely ensures your next 2 land drops. The other deck was playing Divide by 0 to get stuff out of the sideboard to get your lands, and that way you always hit your land drops. We'll see how this plays out. Being very interested to see how Spectral Adversary does with Scute Swarm, and we also have Malevolent Hermit as well. Again, these are best of 3 decks. I'm going to be playing them just best of 1 in standard. I don't particularly want to play Alchemy right at the moment. I'm sure people love Alchemy and stuff like that. I just don't happen to be one of them. It feels like a standard kind of plus format, and the cards in it are almost 100% going to change with the next time they iterate on it. So likely after Kamigawa Neon Destiny is released, they'll likely have changes to those cards. So again, and I'm sure we'll hear the same thing that we heard now, where people will complain, oh, I got my rares, I spent my wild cards, and now this card's totally unplayable. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping it doesn't go down that way, but something tells me that it will. And as I've said in a previous video, I don't really think, I mean, you can complain about it, but at the end of the day, let's see. I have 4 mana available to me this turn. I think we're going to play, this is an island. We'll add a blue. And then we'll play this. And then we'll foretell the Epiphany. and then dual attack. Probably shouldn't attack here, but I think it's fine. It'll prevent them if they're playing black. I don't think they're playing a mono white version of this deck. I highly doubt that. I've been wrong before, but really don't want them to start chaining together Deadly Disputes. Maybe they are playing mono white. They could be playing the Book of Exalted Deeds. Yeah, they are. That'll be a problem for me, considering I'm only playing one copy of Field of Ruin. It's over here. That could be a big problem for me. Oh, they went for Thalia. That's interesting. Let's see. We'll attack. And we'll play Lotus Cobra. And the Sentinel. Okay. So now I still have Malevolent Hermit to counter something if I want to. I did waste a bit of mana there, but yep. Yeah, so they're just playing the mono white version where they want to protect this. This is interesting. Just attack here. I don't have the mana to play this. I guess I didn't have the mana to cast this card. I guess I could, well, 3, they're going to play another land. So I guess I'm going to play this out. I could copy this, but then I don't have the mana to... is this any color? Yeah, that's fine. I'll end the turn here. Yep. Okay. Skewed Swarm is no good. I don't have enough mana to cast Alrund's Epiphany. Yeah. This isn't a spectacular draw, I don't think. Maybe just keep attacking. I could play the Skewed Swarm. Ooh, it's not very good. Yeah, I mean, I guess. No, I don't want to play this. I don't really want to play anything else right now, actually. They have 6 mana, so they can cast. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. If I don't draw, yeah, I'm pretty much dead in the water here. I guess I can play this. Yep. Now at least I have the potential to cast Alrund's Epiphany. No, I still don't. Huh. That's unfortunate. Not really a lot I can do here. I have 4 mana available to me. Playing Skewed Swarm doesn't really do anything. I'll play it anyway, though. Can't really attack. Need to draw a land here.
Didn't get everything you wanted this holiday?
They have.
I've been there. Did you know you can get a holiday do-over on Kijiji? So you
I mean,
can
I
get everything
guess.
you really wanted. #me gifting.
Sounds like me giftings
I'll sacrifice it. Counter. Not really much else I can do there.
wireless speakers rock and roll, crossing up my wish list finally. It's a holiday do-over on Kijiji. Last chance. Holiday gifts at Mark's from December
I'm blocking.
16th to 23rd. Save up to 50% on door crashers, jackets, and snow pants.
Yeah, this is a bad draw for this deck, I think. This is really bad.
Marks.com to shop our gift guide.
Well, we'll keep playing. Yeah, I think not drawing any land now for I think this deck's actually playing 26 lands if you count the Seagate Restoration. It's pretty bad. Too bad. And I likely lose. They could easily just drop the Book of Exalted Deeds and I'm pretty much done. Yep. Nothing I can do there. Double block. And block. Hey, land. A little bit too late, though. A little bit too late. Can I play the Skewed Swarm? And I still can't cast Epiphany. If I play this... gives me 6 mana, 7 mana. I have 6 mana right now. Okay. Potentially shouldn't have blocked with the last Skewed Swarm. I have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Well, I don't really have anything else to do here, so might as well do this. No attacks. Okay, Deluge. Not really good. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm just dead. Not a lot I can do here. No attacks, end the turn. Again, this is one of the reasons why I don't like this creature. It's playing 4 of and dropping it on turn 3. Not that it can be removed, but if you don't really have the extra lands to play it, and generally on turn 3 you may have 1 extra land, then you're basically, up to drawing more lands. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the draws that I've had with it. Hello? What happened? Did I disconnect? It's possible that Ugh. I'm gonna take a quick look at the deck list here. I don't think there's actually anything that I can draw. Vastwood doesn't do anything. The Adversary doesn't do anything. I don't have enough mana. Although the Field of Ruin probably have to take. And I'll take the Adversary, I guess. Okay. It's pretty much all I can do. Suppose technically I could have played the Adversary there if I wanted. Yeah, I likely shouldn't have blocked the turn before with the Skewed Swarm. I don't think it matters though. Yeah. It does not matter. Okay. So I can activate it twice. Phase out some creatures. Potentially phasing out the Adversary. I could kick this, but that doesn't really matter. So I need 6 mana for... Yeah. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really play with this. Yeah. There's not really a lot I can do. Not a lot I can do here. Not really drawing into anything. Even Coma here doesn't help. Yeah, no, not really drawing into anything here. Sure. I think it can be activated anytime. No. Interesting thing is I can actually tap the Adversary itself. I think I phased those two out. Oh, wait. I blocked there. Think you could... Am I missing something with the foretell? Can you actually foretell it as an instant? Oh, okay. That's funny. Sure. That was a bad draw. Oh boy. Yeah. Pretty bad draws all around. Good game. We'll go to the next one. Yeah. Don't really know what else I could have done there. This deck, again, this goes back to the same thing I think I've said multiple times. Again, it's only basically in best of 1 games. I'm sure there's instances where you play a best of 3 game where you don't just draw all of your sentinels and your cobras and your innkeepers and draw nothing else. Basically, that's what I did in that game. I didn't really draw any of my big hitters. Mind you, I'm only playing around 6. I did hit 1 epiphany. I got slowed down by a turn. I don't know if that would have mattered or not. I probably shouldn't have blocked the turn that I blocked with the Skewed Swarm. But I was still undergunned by a lot. By a huge amount, I think. I lack any interaction with my opponent. And right off the bat, I can tell you I don't like double major. It was dead card that whole game. I could have copied, but then I don't think I would have had the mana for the to activate the Malevolent Hermit. Okay. Yep. I also don't like not being able to interact on turn 2. This might have been a mulligan hand, but sure. Yeah. Really dislike this deck so far. It's not really doing anything. And then it's hoping the one or two spells that it'll cast once it ramps wins the game. Which I suppose can be the case, but generally is not the case. Here's my lands, though. Yep. Not going to cast a single spell this game. You got it. Well, I can chump block for a turn, I guess. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, again, this is just what I'm playing with. It almost seems like I'm playing against the exact same deck. Yeah. You got her. Yeah, it's I'm not going to continue with this deck. I think I played something similar in the past, and to me, this type of deck doesn't do anything. I much preferred the previous Simic deck that I played, which would have been posted, which would have been actually the last video before this one. I think there's a potential for a combination of both of the strategies. I mean, this to me, I didn't like it at all. And I don't mean to crap on anybody who built this deck and did well with it. To me, these specific cards don't what's the word? They feel dead constantly to me. I feel like they don't do anything. Not a big fan of the Skew Swarm either. Innkeeper's fine. Deluge is fine. So I like this part of the deck. I would probably drop it like this. This one, again, if you saw that in the last Simic deck that I played, was playing a bunch of snow lands. And you saw there with the Redain, you're basically just dead trying to play any of your spells. Now my opponent there also just happened to basically curve in, with their, tax your hand deck, or tax your card deck, and, basically just went from there. Now, I did so the way I would kind of go between both decks is probably something like this. And we'll say, The Cyclone Summoner was amazing in the last game that I played. And I think had I got to 7 mana, pardon me, in the in either one of those games, I think it would have made a huge difference. I like the Hermit. It was also playing. It had some divide by 0. So I would play this.
Get a holiday do-over with Kijiji.
I pay
Post
1
the trial
test
and
in the
read
main
things
deck,
you don't need to get
much like
stuff
the other
you
one.
really want.
It's playing Clone. And let's see. Oops. Glass Pool. So I'm play maybe 1 copy of that. Let's see. It's also playing Fading Hope. I would play some number of that. And likely cut these 2 and go with this. Did like the Hydra land too, actually. That was pretty good. The only other thing potentially, I think the other deck was playing 23 lands. You could cut and then play. Actually, I think I was just playing 2. So let's see. So it was playing Field Trip. It's playing 2 copies of Field Trip, and this is where I would probably go with the Simic deck right now. I did like. The few cards that I liked out of this was the Hermit. I liked that card a lot. I liked Spectral Adversary a lot. Divide by 0. You got some ramp here. You ramp into these big spells. So your big spells basically will take over the game for you. The Lotus Cobra and Jaspera Sentinel ramp. Because essentially, if you look at this deck list here, you have 6. You have 9 spells that don't do 10 spells potentially that don't do anything after like turn 5 or 6. They're basically dead draws. You want to take advantage of them, and I suppose in a perfect scenario, you line it up where you're casting, Alrund's Epiphany on like turn 4 or something like that, which I suppose could be strong, or maybe a Coma like on turn 4, which would also be great. But I think playing a bit more, not necessarily mid-rangey, but where you have options instead of just being stuck. If your plan doesn't work out, you're just dead. And the reason I don't like these cards specifically is because I don't want to play a plan where I require my deck to draw the cards in the exact order that I need to draw them in. And by that I mean, like, you don't want to have a 1 mana spell on turn 1, or your deck doesn't do anything, or a 2 mana spell on turn 2, or your deck doesn't do anything. I'd rather have spells that if I draw them later in the game, a 2 mana spell that has some value. Okay, like the Lotus Cobra could have some value later in the game. Not a lot. It's at least it's a 2/1. It's a bear basically, but the Jaspera Sentinel though really doesn't do anything late game. Same with the Innkeeper, doesn't really do a whole lot late game. And the Vastwood Surge, I think for a ramp spell, 4 mana is just too high. Especially given the mono white decks and stuff like that. And even potentially even this might be 3 mana, might be too high for it, but at least you can learn with this one, so it gives you another card as well. So yeah, I think this is where I would potentially go with the deck. Maybe even instead of this one, I actually like the Inscription card. The Inscription card felt pretty good too. Maybe play 1 copy of that. I'm still playing 24 lands here as opposed to 23. So you could potentially cut another land for another Inscription. But I think we have this instead of the Inscription. So I'd have to play it out a little bit and see how it works. But this is where I would go with the deck. if you're playing a Simic deck, I really enjoyed. Maybe it was just the matchups that I played. Potentially, it might have had the same outcome as playing this one. I guess this is playing Lear as well, and it's playing a few more card draw spells and stuff like that. So I think there's some room. Potentially Glimpse the Cosmos might be worth it. Maybe cut a land and play a Glimpse. And let's see, what would I cut? Probably another Forest, I guess. And play a Glimpse. Like that. Or maybe the Curate or something as well. Something like this is where I would go with the deck. But anyways, I do apologize for the way this deck turned out, and really wasn't able to give too much commentary, and it was kind of a little bit on the negative side, but that's why I play these decks. So if you look at it and you're like, this is really sweet, and there's a bunch of cards that I maybe don't have, Coma's, I think, still worth it, especially if you like playing ramp decks or any sort of reanimation decks. I think it's probably one of the best spells to reanimate. Alrund's Epiphany, again, if you decide to spend the wild cards on that, if it gets banned in standard, I don't know. It might not, because with Alchemy now and it's fixed, and maybe the majority of players have switched over to Alchemy and are playing that, but I still prefer standard as long as the format's around. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I think about the deck. Again, I only played it best of one, and potentially the sideboard, makes up for some of it. You have the Caretaker in the sideboard as well, which can come in as another big threat. But I could easily see, siding out all the little dorks and then basically kind of going into this kind of deck where you're playing all of your counter spells, your elixir, your test of talents and stuff, and then just removing the minor stuff that doesn't really matter. But anyways, that'll do it for this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it and took something away from it, and I'll see you later.